there's like no music on, but I'm just like dancing to the beat of my own head. It's in my head. Leave that alone. I need to clear off this table. Good morning. Let's see. I'm hoping I get comments. Oh, yes. Why is that my biggest fear every morning? Good morning. Yes. I'm on a little bit earlier because, again, this is part 2 of people coming in and measuring the windows. The gentleman yesterday was so incredibly fast and so incredibly nice. I could not place his accent though, but seriously, he could be a voice actor for absolutely anything. He had a very charming and whimsical voice. Um, Something that you would think like I automatically thought like not the protagonist, not like the main person, but like the sidekick that has like this charming, sweet voice that you're also rooting for. His voice was like that. It was very, it was, it was, it was nice. It was actually nice to hear because it wasn't like my abuelitas, but like my abuelita, she when she spoke English, it was like Spanglish. So like every other word would be like English mixed with Spanish, but you would have her like Castilian accent. Um, so when I heard him, it literally made me think of my grandmother, and not like, oh, she passed away and I miss her, but more like I just miss like that sound of somebody that has a very whimsical voice that's not a part of the US. That didn't come from the US. So it was pretty awesome. And he was super fast. He went in all the kids' rooms, all of our rooms, all the windows really fast. He said it should be fairly easy for anyone to come and do it because like the windows in my room are all the same size and the kids' rooms are exactly the same size. So the only different windows in our house is the sliding glass door, the back door, and we have 2 huge windows in our kitchen that is absolutely beautiful to see. But Kendall planted these butterfly bushes because I I think that people can look in our house whether it's day or night because the windows are massive. It's like a size of one wall. And he's like, no, people can't look in. And I'm like, every time I drive up and I see him in the kitchen, I can see him as clear as anything. So he planted these beautiful butterfly bushes for me, and they're massive. This is like year 2, and they were like kind of babies. They were like 2 feet, 3 feet last summer. They're like reaching 10 feet. They're massive, and they have their little buds coming out. And I'm like excited because there's so many dragonflies that are attracted to this, hummingbirds, bumblebees. And my favorite thing to do is drink coffee and just look at all these beautiful little flying things like gather to it and get their nectar and get their food, and they're all at my window. And then what made me really smile yesterday is when me and Hope went to go get donuts in the morning, um, and coffee because I didn't want to make coffee. By the way, turtle coffee with an espresso shot from Dunkin' Donuts is the bomb. The turtle caramel iced coffee, and then I got salted cream and a shot of espresso in it. I think I inhaled that. Like I was like, this is gone. Damn it. But she was saying that she can't wait to see the monarch butterflies. So the anniversary I got from my husband, my kids are loving. They're anticipating for this bush to bloom because when it does, it's amazing. I'll try to when it does, I'll try to do one of my lives out in the sun, trying not to get glare. So like do like a umbrella kind of weird situation, but just for you to see it, or I'll try to record it and just put it on a short for YouTube. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's like the best gift that anyone can give anyone. So if you're looking for a gift for someone that's hard to get and they have an area where they're able to plant a beautiful bush that can just grow, you might want to look into a butterfly bush. It's amazing. Good morning. So yeah, yesterday I it was just chaos. Like I had the people coming in the house for measurements. I'm thinking that I'm hoping they fix the windows actually during the week that I go, the weekend that me and Hope are going to be going to Shore Leave, the Comic Con, because construction work is really hard for me. Noise agitates me. Um, it's like you can visibly see that I'm getting more and more miserable, but I won't react. Like I'm not going to yell or anything like that. I just kind of shut down if it's a repetitive sound. So I'm kind of hoping that that when they call, they're like, "Yeah, we'll do it this weekend, that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday." And I'm like, "Yes," because by the time me and Hope drive back home, they'll be gone. That's what I'm hoping. I know. Yes. So, oh, there's so many beautiful, like, okay, I'm allergic to most bees, like getting bee stings too. Again, it's me. I'm allergic to my own shadow. But I love looking at bumblebees. I think they're so beautiful. And yesterday when we went out, there was like these they look like hydrangeas, but I don't think they are. They're on my neighbor's lawn. I need to take a picture and send it to my friend because my friend's mom is like a really big gardener and she's in the same zone as me. So I'm just curious on what they are, but they attract these huge, massive bumblebees. And like these bumblebees, you can like, they're so vivid that you can like see their individual hairs on them. And they're absolutely gorgeous. Um, my son is not a big fan of the bees and the hummingbirds. But that's because I don't think he's a fan of summer because he's again, unfortunately, my kids when they get something they're allergic to, I feel bad because I know they got it from me. He reacts really bad when he gets bit by mosquitoes. We both do. We look like we have like the mumps. Like wherever we get bit at, it swells to like a size of a grapefruit. It's red and it's inflamed. And we have to monitor our temperatures and make sure that we're not getting a temperature. If we do, we have to go into a doctor and get like steroids and all that stuff like that. So I think he secretly hates summer because, there's no mosquitoes out until it's warm and there's water. So he's like, yeah, no. Good morning. So yeah, we were so the window thing's happening. I'm really excited that it's happening. Um, man, because it's been a long time coming. I've had people come out to the house like a year or two before, and they were like, "There's like the ceiling is the sillage between like the window and the frame and whatever is not that great." So I'm really excited about this. My husband's excited about it as well. We have EpiPens too. Like and then this is how bad my family is. Do you guys get the fake EpiPens with it so that you could practice? Okay, so we will go around and try to scare the other person, like, and pretend like we're sticking an EpiPen in them, and it's not, it's the fake one. Yeah, Kendall took those away from us. So, okay, so we would just be like, yes, and they'll be, or like, I think Hope watched Pulp Fiction because she's always trying to do it to someone's chest. I'm like, what? Where did you get that? No one. We all pretend we're gonna stab it in someone's leg or arm. Why are you the only one going for the chest? She's like, it's faster for the medicine to get to your heart. And I'm like, what? Like, yeah. The really weird, playful side in the family is generally me. Like, it's just because me and my siblings will play like that. Kendall has a sibling, but there's like an age difference. And so they didn't do like the pranks and the getting into stupid fights all the time over like a TV show or who's in the bathroom longer because they were just the two of them and there was there was like a 6 or 7 year age difference. And for me and my siblings are pretty close in age. Like me and my brother are technically like Irish twins. So we got on each other's last nerves all the time. So my kids, they vary in age with ages, but they are around each other all the time. So they have a very Bob's Burger warped sense of humor, and it's pretty funny. And Kendall doesn't always understand our he calls it like a Deadpool sense of humor. So Yeah. Yeah, the fake EpiPens are my favorite, but he took those away. They look like the real thing. I feel like practicing helps in case of emergencies. Yeah. Ken, he's on like Zyzil, he's on like Flonase. He takes like he has to put like everything all over his skin because he has the most adverse reaction. I have a bad reaction to mosquitoes, but nothing like his. You think that he has like the mumps or he has he broke out with some weird um chicken pox or something. It's really bad. He swells up so bad. So yesterday I did make a bag, even though I was in between um, showing people the windows and whatever. And I used my Cellrite yesterday. Holy heck! Let me see how well I can show you this picture. I think I found something for people that want to skive down leather, that like thinner leathers. And I'm not talking about like veg tan, but thinner leathers without actually buying a skiver. Now you're gonna have to practice because I'm not gonna lie, I like shaved down 4 nails. They were long too, so I was a little bit mad about it, but they'll grow back. I was a little bit mad, but so I used it on this piece, and you can see all the all the what is it, the dust, and then yeah, do you see how it skived it down? That is freaking crazy. I didn't have to go to my skiver, and it was actually relatively fast. Now this fingernail that you see that's really short, it paid the price. Because it was my first time. There's no videos on how to use it, so I was like, I guess I'm a guinea pig. Um, don't put your finger, even if you put your fingernails on the finger on the pad, it doesn't hurt. It will if you have long nails, it will shave it down. But do you see that? That is crazy. That is super crazy. I don't, if you have a chance to get it, I'm assuming the Tandy Pro will do it too. It's $50 cheaper, but the Cellrite, actually, when you were in the comment section, in the description section, it says to skive down certain leathers. And this was a little bit softer, but do you see that? I was like, holy crap. Like, I didn't think it was gonna work. I just thought maybe they were doing like a selling gimmick, but it did. It did work. And if someone has questions of reference to a Cellrite sewing machine, Jaded, she's in Hawaii, so she doesn't get to see my videos until like 2, 3 o'clock my time. So, but she has one, and she says the main reason why she got the Cellrite Industrial was a couple things. One, you can upgrade it at any time. Two, it's portable and it does have the zigzag stitch. And three, the number one reason why she said the number one reason she said it is their customer service is superb, and that is a huge thing. So yesterday I was on a very low speed control. I wasn't even on the highest, and I got all this, and I was playing with it afterwards because it felt really weird. It looks like it's sand, but it feels really weird. Like it feels like putty, but not. Like you think it would feel like hair. I don't know. I don't know what I was. I was super curious. So between that, I mean, that is so crazy. So I use this on the lowest setting. As you can see, it's on low here, and you see the light on, and that's what I got. Like it really took it down off of it, and I'm just like, that I'm excited. I'm trying to see what it's going to be like with thicker hides. I don't have any thicker hides on hand, but when I do, I will report back. I'm trying to do a collective of like all the information I possibly can before I do a Nova's Notions on this, because I don't like giving out half information. I want to give you like fully what I investigated in. But I was like, oh my God, this is a game changer, especially for people with smaller spaces, people that are afraid to use leather because it's too thick, as well as it's not just for leather. You can sand down your edge paint to make it nice and smooth, and there's just a lot of different things that you can use it for. So I was like, I was really excited. Because of it, I was able to make this bag. I made the keyed moth. This is all leather. Isn't this Star Trek cool? The cutest? New Moxie, man. It's all leather. I love this leather. It feels like you're going to go to a professor's room and he's smoking a cigar and he's sitting in a chair that has this crinkly leather. This is how I envision things. Okay. So I love how this came out. I love this pattern. If you haven't made the Piedmont from Country Cow, you're missing out. Like, I get so many sales from men from this bag alone. I've never had someone that is a more feminine or identifies as a female ask me for, but I get a lot more masculine and men who identify as men. But yeah, I love it. See? But yeah, because of it, I saw, I was like, I'm not going to use my Skyver. It's relatively wasn't that thick, but if you fold it over more than twice, it got really, really thick. So I was like, hey, instead of using my Skyver, I'm going to use that. And I was blown away and it was super fast. I know this leather is everything. And I wish I would have got another one. That's the only thing. My only word of advice is if you're buying leather, like a Tandy leather, and you're in the store and you see two hides that look similar, do it. Don't get one, because then what happens is you make really cool stuff like this, and when you're out, you're like, damn it, if I would have just got the other one. I only have now enough of this to make like accent pieces for things, but yeah, this smells really good too. I know. Oh, thank you. I really like how this bag turned out. And it's just really simple. I just did the waterproof canvas in the inside, white, and then there's binding that's white. So, and it has one little slip pocket because it does have a pocket in the back. I think this one was designed by Adam, if I'm not mistaken, and he knocked it out of the park. I'm telling you, I'm letting you know, I get a lot of, when men see this bag, this is what they ask for. My husband takes this one on lighter days when he doesn't have to bring his computer, and men ask him, where did he get this? And then they message me like, can you make me an all black leather one? There's something about this bag that a lot of men gravitate to. And it doesn't take a long time to make. It's literally, you have this back pocket piece that turns into a body. Then you have the slip pocket, and then the front. There's not a lot of components to this bag at all. And you don't put any stabilizers in like the gusset until you make the gusset and you shove it in between. Like, that is classic Country Cow designs. They don't make you struggle with interfacing until you have to put it in between, like sandwich in between at the last minute, which makes it a lot more easier for you and you're not like struggling with it. And she's another one that the gussets are always chef kiss. I like that's the keyed moth from Country Cow. So I did what I actually had an idea. I think what I'm going to do is, okay, so I have all the rest of this week, this weekend, and all of the week until Thursday, because next Friday, I have the start of the convention. What I think I'm going to do is all the bags that I make on Thursday or Wednesday of next week, I'm going to present them here and like kind of get a tally to see which 3 bags or which 5 bags I should put into the art show versus just putting at my table to sell. Because I'm interested to see what your opinion is, because when I'm making these bags right now, because I'm on such of like on a sewing kick for these project things, I am the hardest on myself. Like yesterday, I kept telling Kendall, I was like, I do not like the black bag. And then when I put when I put the straps on it, all of a sudden I love that bag. I'm like, this bag is the best bag ever. But I totally hated it for 2 days. Like, so, yeah. Good morning. So yeah, this work that, as you could see, like I'll show the pictures again because this might work for you. It is messy though, so I do recommend you to do it in a area. So that was this piece right here is this piece. So I skived it all the way around, and you can start seeing where I started all the way around, and it skived it beautifully. I was like, it sanded it, not skived. And hold on. So yeah, like that. Look how clean that is. That is ridiculous. Now, again, my thumbnail and my index finger did did get filed down quite a lot. But that's it didn't hurt, no bleeding, no nothing. It's just it's literally shorter than all my nails. um yeah, but I need to get the more of the hang of it, but I really enjoyed it. I thank you. I thought I was blown away because again, Tandy's doesn't say use for leather. Baselrite was like to shave down some your leather hide, and I'm like, okay. And it worked. I'm really stoked about it because I get a lot of people asking me about skiving, and I know hand skiving. I like again, I recommend Joy from Georgia Girl Stitch. She does videos and she shows you how to use like this, like it looks like a shaver, but it's not. How to use it on this block to shave it off. I've always been really bad at that. I always somehow rip through the hide. I don't know why. I'm imperfectly perfect. So it didn't work out for me. I see people using like skiving knives. And again, that didn't work out with me because I cut myself like several times. So I was like, yeah, let's go for the skiver. Now, if Monica was on this thing, she'll be like, Shinova has injured herself several times on the skiver. So I was like, let me try this out. And this, I think, will be a perfect resolution of for someone that's clumsy like me that won't seriously injure yourself. Two, it's portable. So you can put it away when you're done. And three, it has different uses. It's just not a skiver. You can sand down your edge coating pieces as well as if you have like leather straps, you could burnish your straps on the other end. There's like 3 attachments. So I think that's pretty cool. I know. I need to do that. I was gonna try silicone thimbles, but then I thought about it and I was like, nah. Oh, I think because what happened was is when I got close to an edge, I automatically want to position my hand in a weird way. Like, have you ever just really seen zoomed in me like sewing? My hands are so close to the needle bar. It's not even funny. And I have no fear of it. That's the weirdest part. I have injured myself like really bad where like I told you I don't feel my fingertip at all because I broke the tip off of my finger. Um but I have no fear of it and I think that it's always been my problem is that even though like somebody has like a healthy sense of fear like don't do it I'm afraid like I've always been the opposite. Like if I'm afraid of something, I keep going forward because I want to test my boundaries. It's been like that since I was a kid. It's an interesting process, but I can tell you I didn't hurt myself. It just like it filed my like someone coming down and filing your nail. I was more upset that all my nails were even and now they're not. That's what I know. I know I shouldn't have been upset about that. But as you can see, there's no injuries to my fingers or my hands. So it's just a sanding tool. So, and I had it on the lowest. I didn't even go to the highest, which is in itself a miracle because I always want to test the limits. And you would think I would have been like, let's turn this all the way up. Nope. I stayed on the low, one of the lowest. One of the lowest is pretty fast still, and it worked really nice. So I'm hoping that I can do a better in-depth review on this when I come back from the convention so I can break down a video and show you what it's like to do it on veg tan, softer materials, chrome tan, like you like there's so many different tans. So someone just gave me this okay, it's not ordinary. It's not lamb tan. I was like, there's a lamb tan. So like so I can show you different ones to see if this might be something that you want to be introduced to or if you would like to purchase. Again, no affiliate links. I'm just a curious person and my favorite thing to do is look for sewing notions that will help us. Yeah. I have no fear. Shinova is here. That is so cool. That's like, what was it? Darthwind Duck. I feel like I would have a really cool mask and then like my cape is billowing in the wind. And my, yes, I like this is the reason why I tell Kindle I like Domino so much on as a well she's technically part of X Force but she was considered an X-Man in some comic books because her superpower was luck so she wasn't afraid to do much stuff because she just felt like she was gonna come through. And I think besides the cool afro we both have, I think that's my superpower. I'm not generally afraid to try things. I feel like I can't pan it out until I really do. But I did put the straps on this, and I like it so much better with the straps on. I was like, oh, shooky, shooky, quack, quack. And so I did the smooth on this side and then the texture faux croc on this side. So after I put the straps on, and maybe it was because it didn't have straps, that's when I liked it. Hey, Teresa. Yeah, safety glasses is a thing because I was inhaling all kinds of, I don't know, leather bits. That sounds so gross. Hold on. Leather shavings. I don't know. I feel like some words you can't, like when I'm like, and what I'm telling you is to burn your zippers. What am I like? Slightly milch your zippers, slightly. Like, set them on fire. I don't know. There, I don't have all the words. So I was just like, yeah, goggles would be very helpful so you don't get the leather bits in your eyes. Yeah, a respirator would be good too. Especially a respirator would be perfect if you're doing edge painting because you don't want to inhale all that glue dust. Animal byproduct, I don't know if it would hurt you as much as glue would. And I'm feeling that if you inhale a certain amount of glue, you might be in a euphoric state and wouldn't be really great for you to do. So, it is glue when you're doing your base coat. So I would highly recommend to maybe have like a face mask or a face shield or something. We have so many of those shields from COVID, so there's no excuse for me not wearing one. Yeah, protect your lungs from the animal byproducts. What is animal shavings? I like animal bits. I know it sounds gross, but I was literally playing with the little fur thing. I was trying to figure out like what I can tell you the consistency feels like. It is weird because it's super light. I feel like somebody can make a bed out of it. It's really weird. Oh, I got up early. The reason why you're seeing me drinking water now in between talking is because they changed around my medicine last week and changed one of them out, and like I have the worst cotton mouth ever in the history of man right now with this medicine. But what I like about it, it has me like going to bed at an appropriate time and I'm getting up around 6 or 7 and I'm not feeling like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. I feel like, yeah, I'm up. Yes. And then yeah. And then Kendall made me coffee before he left. So I was on cloud nine. Don't inhale super glue. Okay. Man, somebody said something to me. Well, I do sniff when I get way whacked. I don't know. There's something about a fresh double-sided tape. It smells so good and it kind of wears out. Like I know I'm not the only one. Does anyone when they get a new book smell the book? Like it smells fantastic. It's a great smell. Yeah. I don't have any sensory issues with things like that. But yeah, DST, when I told you guys, to this day, I wish we had the camera on Kendall when I said that because his eyeballs were about to pop out of his head. He was like, you do what? I was like, it smells so good. Oh, yeah. The medical instruments. I do have, yeah, the clear guards that they had that like the face ones. I do have that. And Kindle has all the safety stuff because he like whenever I need wood stuff, he's like out there cutting the wood. Um yeah, I do wear some protection. I recommend that even with the regular bell skiver because even though most of the leather bits go underneath the table, there's like there's a probability of having it like smaller particles floating in the air. So yeah, do that. My clothes looked like a hot mess yesterday because I did not have anything on. It was just like all over me. I was like, well, This is awesome. But I'm still really excited because that means that if you have like a semi-domestic machine, you can sew leather. Christine did it on her bag that we made in Routely. She sewed a leather heart that came in a kit from the Blurb, and she sewed it. You can. It's just how thick, how dense the material is. So that means that it can open up more different avenues if you've been trying to do leather accents or make little parts of leather bags. If you have a smaller machine like this that you also could double down and use for your edge painting or leather straps, then that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a sweet smell. But I like the smell of Heartwood and Hyde's tags. They smell like a plum. I can't put it like I know it's from the laser cutter, but it's like a sweet smell. It smells like something I remember in my childhood, but I cannot place my finger on it. Like it smells like I don't know, it triggers something that every time I even put my tags on, I'm just like, yeah. Like, so I know something's wrong with me. I'm 100% I'm 100% aware of that. Yeah, I like leather shoes. I'm all about it. Like if you ever go into like some higher end stores or like they have Tom Ford, Manolo Blahniks or whatever, it's a whole different sensation when you walk in. Like it smells like money. Like it is nothing but leather and just like really high end smells that you're like, yeah, I understand. It is. It is a sweet smell. Oh. Yeah, I also I think I just say whatever I feel and just like don't care about the ramifications. But no, seriously, you guys the DST and the DST from Wow Wax smells so different from the one from Cellrite. Like if there was some weird sewist like I don't know game show and you were like these are 6 different DSTs what and you name all of them I probably can name each one off their smell, which is super weird because you automatically think kind of like they're like the makeup brands, they all come from one factory and they just get their name patched onto a label. No, Waywax is Hyperstick is so different from any of the super sticks from Cellrite. However, Cellrite does sell 3/8 of an inch. They sell like weird sizes, like 5/8 of an inch double-sided tape. And so I usually get the odd sizes from them because I don't know. It just like my favorite double-sided tape to use for 1 inch straps, like if you're doing like 2 inch and you're folding it over, or you're doing it where you're making a like 4 layers, is the 3/8 of an inch. It's just wide enough to get both sides evenly and to completely get out of your seam allowance versus using a 1/2 inch. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I like the 3/8 of an inch a lot. I actually run out of that faster than anything else. Now I'm getting to really love the 1/8 of an inch from Waywack, the Hyperstick, because it is. But I also like getting Sandra's tape. I have it usually right beside me because her tape, you can rip it off. So I don't have to try to search for my special scissors, not my fabric scissors or not whatever. I can just use those scissors, like my hands, and rip it off. And I like it because it's not super sticky, so it doesn't gum up your needles, but it sticks long enough to hold it into the position that you needed to hold it into. Thank you. Aw. Thank you guys. You don't make me I'm really pale and I blush really easily, okay? Okay. So, um yeah, so today when I'm just waiting for the people to come by, I was actually supposed to do a cutout video with Patreon, but I made a note to them telling them to cut it out so we could sew it tomorrow because my window of the people coming is from 8 to 3. 8 to 3. That is a long time to wait, like, and it's not the only reason why I wish they were smaller. I'm grateful that someone's coming out, but I wish they were smaller frame of time, because when they knock on the door or if they don't call ahead of time, it is hard to put Loki and Roxy in their little kennel thing because they hear someone at the door. They automatically are on the defense because they're like, someone is at our house and they're not supposed to be there. So it's harder for me to wrangle the puppies in than bird cage. Does anyone else do the bird cage thing where you throw like a blanket over like the kennel thing so that they can't see? That's the only way I can get them not to bark consistently. So we bird caged them. That's what we call it in our house. We grab like a couple of, sofa throws, and then it all depends. Like during the summer, my kids like to sleep in till like 10, sometimes 11. I'm like pounding at the door at 12, like it's noon, you need to eat. But if they come at 9, I have to pound at the door and be like, wake up, brush your teeth, and wash your face real quick. The people are coming in, let them see your windows and whatever. So it's just a little bit harder to wrangle in. But 8 to 3 is such a big like thing. And every time I'm on a video or creating a video or filming, that's when they magically pop up. And you're just like, dang, okay. Like yesterday I was like, oh, I have to go. They're here. So yeah. I did. We told them Kendall, they actually did not call Kendall. They called me. So I was like, yes, can you just ask them to call me when they're 5 or 10 minutes out? Cause I have 2 big dogs. Well, I have 1 big dog and a medium dog and my kids, they're all home right now. So they all are in different parts of the house. And for me to wrangle them all in to make sure someone's not asleep while someone's measuring a window and then they wake up screaming like, who are you? And why are you in my room? Cause I contemplated that, but my kids are very, vocal. So um and it's a little bit harder, especially with Loki. Loki's just a big baby. He's not going to attack you, but it's Roxy. If you're on the first step, she senses you. If you're right at the back of our gate, she senses you, and she's not going to want to go in that cage because she wants to protect her family, and rightfully so. That's She's like a mama bear. She just wants to protect us. But then it's a little bit harder to like soothe her, and like here's a treat. Can you go in this room size kennel? And I'm just gonna throw a blanket over it. But yeah, like it's that's not fun. And most of the people unfortunately do not call. I was lucky because I did see the number pop up at towards the end and I didn't answer it. I got off with you guys, answered it, and he was like about to park. So I was able to wrangle Loki in, but Roxy sensed them. Roxy heard the car pull up and it was like, damn it. I was, come on, Roxy baby. Yeah, her spidey senses are real, man. Like I swear if a butterfly flaps her wings like 2 steps away from our door, she's like on high alert. And she's very, her bark is high pitched, but it's not. I can't explain it. Like she hits this weird octave that if she consistently keeps barking, it's like a ringing in my ear. And it's like, oh my God, please, please, baby girl, please just stop. I understand. So yeah, we have that. So I'm hoping that this is our last one today, and then we'll get a time frame of when they're going to do the windows and how long. I know that a lot has to do on the weather. So I don't know. The past week we've been raining nonstop. So, or we have storms coming in after 5. Yeah. I don't, and I do not. Yeah, she does take her job incredibly seriously. Loki, on the other hand, you could be a stranger, and he's like doing his big aggressive bark where you're like, I'm fairly certain that's a bear. Like, but he's wagging his tail, and you're just like, you're giving them mixed signals, and I know what you're doing. You're just a happy puppy, and you want to protect, but at the same sense, you're a puppy, and you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. So he's taking his cues from Roxy, but he like literally whacks his butt like Kendall's in the house and barking his big boy bark. Now, his normal bark when Kendall's coming, he sounds like a turkey. It's like, I swear to you, no one believes me except the kids. It is the weirdest high pitched bark, and you're looking at him, you're like, you weigh like 150 pounds. Why do you sound like a turkey? Like, And he's like, he doesn't sound like a turkey. I'm like, yeah, when you're about to come in, he like loses his shit. And he just like, he is like high pitched barking like a turkey and wagging his whole body's wagging. Like he looks like a little snake going back and forth. So when people come to our house, he doesn't do the high pitch. He does like I'm a bear bark, but he's still wagging his lower half of his body. So it's very intriguing because I'm like, you're giving them where they think they could pet you because you're wagging your tail. You're giving humans like these mixed messages. And I'm not willing to risk anyone to pet you because you don't know them. And I would be an irresponsible pet parent if I'm like, yeah, you could touch my dog, even though he's barking at you and wagging his tail. If that's not mixed messages, I don't know what is. Well, so, but yeah, I would appreciate if I had like just like 2 to 5 minutes because then I can cage them and pound on kids' doors like get out of your room. Like that's it. Yeah, no, Loki, his big boy bark scares the heck out of people. Like they're like, what is that? He sounds like he's a bear in distress. Like, all right, Teresa, I hope you have a really good day. Yeah, so today I haven't decided if I was going to make a Brooklyn today or if I was going to make some Ojamas, because I don't know when these guys are coming or not. So like for me, an Ojama is a really fast bag for me to make and I could pump out one or two. Um, I got everything yesterday to make my Layla Skywalker hitchhiker bag, but I'm going to make that on Friday night. Um, and I'm hoping to film the video that's going up on Friday today. So yeah, just a little bit of everything. I just haven't figured out what bag I'm making today. I have like an idea for a bag. I'm trying to piece it together. Um, I'm trying to piece it together because I'm trying to use nickel hardware because I feel like that's the one hardware color I don't use a lot. I use gold and rose gold more than I do nickel, and I'm trying to do something a little bit elegant, but with nickel hardware and gray um, faux suede. So we shall see how that works out. I'm pretty excited about making the Princess Leia one though, because everything's rose gold and I have white cork that I bought from So Sweetness. She's like the only place that I really can get really pretty white cork. Because sometimes white cork, for some odd reason, I don't understand this, but the color dye will come off on your hands. But for wherever Sarah gets hers from, her supplier, it never has transfer. So I usually get my white from Sarah exclusively because it never has transfer. But I love the way white cork looks because it looks like a birch tree. Um, and it's absolutely stunning. Anytime I make something with it, I'm always enamored with it because the materials are so gorgeous. So when I was thinking about Princess Leia bag, I immediately gravitated to cork. Now I just got to figure out if I want to quilt it or not. I like the way quilted cork looks. Um, but if I quilt it, I don't know if I want to have my signature color like of rose gold for the quilting or if I want to do white on white. So it looks, there is a contrast, but not so much that you take away from the beauty of the cork. So yeah, that's what I plan on doing on Friday. And I need to film today. Just, it depends on what time the people come to the house. Yeah, that's it. That's my big plan today. Drink water, hydrate, and wait for these people. Because I guarantee you the minute I start whining a bobbin, that's when they're going to come on. And I'm going to be like, man, you're messing up my sojo. All right, so I'm going to grab something to eat, stuff my face, and start planning out my bag for today. And I will be talking to you guys tomorrow. And I hope everyone has a really good. Yeah, it is so freaking humid. We're like, it's going to storm. It's going to storm today. It's inevitable. I'm just hoping that it happens after my husband gets home. That's that's all I can hope for. You can feel it in the weather. So everyone have a really great day and stay safe. And if it does storm, stay inside. Unless you're one of those weird people that like to chase storms, then I have questions for you then. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.